I want to share my thoughts on CompTIA. They do get a lot of hate, but I do think that it's because their function in this industry is a lot of times misplaced, where a lot of people put them in a place where they really shouldn't be. So, my thoughts on CompTIA, and my opinions after going through them a little bit, is that they're for whatever's new, and that's it. So, the way that I say this is therefore what's new, who's new, and what's next to. Those three things. That's what CompTIA is for. They're not really made for the seasoned professional or someone that's in the field. They're not really made to be hands-on. They're made to give you a general overview for who's new, and what's next to. And if you look at the slide on the screen, that's the only slide that I'm going to put up. This is me giving the rundown on CompTIA. So, for who's new, you have the solid core of CompTIA, which is the A+, the Network Plus, the Security Plus. These are certifications that I don't believe are going anywhere. And if a person is new to IT, this is where they want to start because this will give them a nice general overview, a nice high-level overview of what is in the field. They will be able to speak the lingo of anything across the field. They might not have the detail or the hands-on knowledge, and that's okay because the purpose of this is for them to be able to just understand what's around them so they can later on get their hands and their feet wet in this industry. So that's for who's new. And CompTIA is great for who's new. I do believe that the A+, the Network Plus, and the Security Plus are going to be here to stay. And that's probably supposed to be the bread and butter of CompTIA. The next one is for what's new. When something new comes out, CompTIA comes out with it as well. And for these ones, these are more or less, they're going to go away at some point in time. So when something's hot, CompTIA comes out with a new certification for it. And it's not because, they're just trying to bandwagon or anything. It's the fact that there are people that were already in the field that want to know more about what that field's about, but not really jump all the way in. So say you have someone that has been working in IT since the year of 1998. And during that time, they've seen a lot of things. All of a sudden, the cloud comes into play. And they want to know on a high level, without anyone trying to sell them anything, what is the cloud about? That's where CompTIA is really good. They might say, as it is today, I'm a storage engineer. I just want to know a little bit about what the cloud has to offer, but I don't want to go through any cloud vendor because, let's face it, cloud certifications, when it comes to vendors, or any vendor certification, is like 40% marketing, where they're trying to kind of prove that their product is the best. And I'm taking enough vendor certs to know that 40% of it is like, well, our competitor doesn't do this, but why is Cisco DNA Center the best thing ever? And then you have to answer a question on test like, who cares? I just want to know how to use it. I got a job to do. So yes, any vendor is going to be some type of marketing. So you go to something like CompTIA, not because you're actually working on it, but because it's like, whoa, here's something new. Here's something I need to know. I just want a high-level overview of what there is. That's what it is. So CompTIA does cater to what's new. Cybersecurity becomes a hot thing, Kaiser comes out. Or Pentest comes out. Cloud becomes a hot thing, Cloud Plus comes out. And there's been a lot of things over the years that CompTIA has done when it's new. I have up on the screen things like the Storage Plus, a very good one, a very good certification. Doesn't exist anymore. The CDIA, I don't even know what those letters mean, but they had that at one point. The eBiz one, when people are jumping to the internet and running business on the internet, they came out with eBiz Plus because people wanted to know. The iNet Plus, HCI Plus, Mobility Plus. But the thing about it is what's new doesn't always stay new. After a while, they will go away. I do believe that these certifications, the what's new ones, they will go away. They will be retired and sunsetted one day by CompTIA. And whatever. That's just what they do. And then here's the other one. What's next to? I should have put the Server Plus on this one as well because I don't believe that one's going anywhere. But what's next to is if you're not in the field, but you want to be able to work with people that work in that field, this is what's for you. So for example, I've taken the Server Plus. Now you'd wonder, why would I take the Server Plus when there's better options? And yes, there are better options. If you are going to be a server administrator, a better option would be to go for the AZ 801 and the AZ 800 and 801 from Microsoft. That deals with Microsoft servers. And then from there, do a little something with Linux. Even if it's going to be the LPIC 1 or your Red Hat certification. You want to do that if you're going to be a real server administrator. For me at the time, I didn't think I was going to be a server administrator. What I thought I was going to continue being is a network engineer. And as a network engineer, I didn't really touch servers that much, but I worked with people who did. And I wanted to be able to understand how I fit in their job. I didn't want to do their job. I wanted to know about their job so that I can work with them more effectively. As a result, I did a Server Plus. Now, that does not mean that I was going to go touch servers, but now I understood what they were doing, and I understood how I fit in, and we got along a lot better that way. This will be the same thing for other things like the Linux Plus. Now, what I do want to say about what's next to is, like, if you are in this field, this is not the certification you want to go with. So a server administrator doesn't want to do the Server Plus. A Linux admin doesn't want to do the Linux Plus. A data worker, whether it's like data engineering or whatever else, does not want to do the Data Plus. These are good for people that are next to that field, but not necessarily in that field. So let me give another example. If a person like me, like right now I work as a sysadmin and I've been a network engineer, and that's the bulk of my career has been with me work with networks, because honestly that's just where I felt the most comfortable, to be honest. I don't really work with data type stuff that much, but I do support people that work with data. And when it first started out, I had no idea what their needs were, why these were their needs, or anything about them. And sometimes when they would make requests, it would feel like they were just being a pain. Because I'm like, why do you need this set up this way? Why do you need all of these resources? You need how much RAM? Like, come on. So because I didn't understand their work, it made us working together not as fluid. Now I'm going for the Data Plus, and I'm realizing, oh, I understand your work a little bit more now. And because I understand their work, I can anticipate what their needs are going to be as a sysadmin and as a person that still works on networks. As a result of that, I can anticipate their needs. I can help provide for them. I can understand when they make a request. I have a lot more questions answered before we get to have our back and forth, where it's not like I'm just like, what are you talking about? I know a lot more of that, and we can work a lot faster with it because I'm next to their work. After I finish the Data Plus, what I can tell you though is that I can still not do their job. And I don't want to do their job. They also don't want to do my job. What we want to do is be able to work together. And what this type of stuff does, what is next to them, it allows me to be able to work more effectively with them. So that's the real truth about CompTIA. They're good at who's new, meaning the A plus, the network plus, the security plus. They're good at what's new, meaning things like the Kaiser, the Cloud Plus, even Pen Test Plus, because pen testing became a hot thing and you probably just want to know what is this all about before you get fully into it. Or say you're an executive and you want to know, okay, this is something that we can do, what's it all about, and you have a high level overview of it. Or you have what's next to. So that's CompTIA in a nutshell. That's what I believe that they're good at. This is also why after I did the Security Plus, unless I had a real reason that I was working with other people in that field, like with the Data Plus and the Server Plus, I really didn't pursue just running all of CompTIA for the sake of running all of CompTIA certifications. Now, can I do that? Yes, but also, for $500, I can buy some more switches, and make a lovely new server or some type of project, or just eat for a week or so. Anyway, man, why do I get off subject? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is CompTIA is very useful, but they're useful within the framework that they're meant to be useful in. Once you start taking them out of that framework and try to put them into some type of practical certification or type of now you can do the job thing, that's when they start floundering, and then people can talk crap about them. When you realize everything they do is just to introduce people and give them a very surface touch on it to be able to communicate about whatever that subject is. That's all I got for this right now, and yeah, I'll make some more videos.